Okay, let me share the stream. Da-da, da-da-da. Yes, I know I'm live. Don't edit stream info. Share stream. Copy. Alright, let's get a custom game set up. Death Racing X. There it is. CRX Forbidden Jungle. I'm just gonna do a drive-through, show off all the routes, and then hop into theater mode and look at some of the more detailed bits. I don't know why I have overshield.
Slay them all, Spartans.
But yeah, you get put in here, you pick your teams. I'm just gonna go no team. And then they made this nice little like vehicle choosing bit here. You've got vehicles, you got these vehicles have weapons. These vehicles have this one has a weapon, but you can't use it. This one doesn't have a weapon. These two have weapons. I'm probably gonna use the gun goose. And then you're just, yeah, there's a timer until the race actually starts. But once that timer goes down, you can just drive. There's no countdown or anything. Comes the jump. These little, like, canisters here on the side, I assume, with vehicles with weapons, you can shoot at them. I've done it before in, like, past runs of the race. You shoot at them, I assume they're meant to damage people who pass under them after you've already shot them, because they don't usually affect you. I don't think that boost actually worked. I like the little statues that they made out of Spartans. That's a pretty neat touch, because there are like precursor statues all over the map. Now, in terms of how the power-ups work, the red eco just gives you grenades that you can throw, but like you can't throw them while you're driving, so I don't get why they do that. The green eco gives you a repair field that if you time it well enough, you can throw on the car.
Apply pedal
But I didn't.
to metal.
The yellow eco just respawns everyone back to the last checkpoint if there are other people in the match. So it doesn't actually work when I grab it. And then, there's no blue eco. Well, I guess the stand-in for blue eco is the little boost pads in the section down here. But they, half the time they don't even like to work. It's very jank. But other than that, you have, obviously, the weapons on the vehicle that you chose, if it has weapons. Now I'm gonna do the shortcut they added this time, because they did add a couple shortcuts in this area. So if you go down to this side, which is a part of the actual, like, race, there's this little shortcut area here, along these rocks, off to the side, that puts you at the boost pad here. Which I thought was pretty neat, because usually there's nothing over there. And for some reason, as you'll be able to see, once I pass the finish line... Oh, and the checkpoint's all the way back there, because, yeah, the checkpoints half the time don't even register. So it's not even going to count as a lap. I'm pretty sure if you do enough scripting, you can make one of the vehicles function, because, like, the Ghost has the boost ability, although it's infinite, and there's, like, unless you use the Wraith's boost ability, which isn't nearly as, like, it's on a timer. So once you use it, you have to wait for it to recharge, which I guess would be easier to balance. Because, like, you can script objects to function with properties of other objects. Like, you could give it one of the weapons of, you could give it, like, either the Gun Goose's weapons here. Like, you could just make it a Gun Goose with the Ghost's boost ability. There wouldn't be as much variety, because everyone would have the same vehicle, but... Or you could apply all of this to a Warthog, and then... Yeah. you'd have the size you want. Because this track was clearly designed around the larger vehicles like the Warthog. Oh yeah, if you take the shortcut, it doesn't count this checkpoint. So the shortcut's nice, but it doesn't really do anything because you don't register the checkpoint. So you kind of have to follow the normal path. Now, I don't know dig about crap when it comes to Forge, but if I did, I would try my best to fix this and make it as playable as it possibly can. But yeah, as you can see, they made it 5 laps, which is terrible. And like, even if you don't complete the 5 laps in the time limit in the bottom, whoever has, as you can see, it gives you points every time you pass through the checkpoint. So by the end of the timer, if you haven't finished the 5 laps, the winner is whoever has the most points. Yeah, the statues are pretty cool. They did a really good job with the environments too. It looks pretty close, honestly. You know, as close as it can be. And some of the, like, the scaling of some of the sections doesn't match one-to-one to the game. And I don't exactly know what the big cameras everywhere are for. Because no cameras ever come into play, so I don't know if that was an aesthetic choice. Because, you know, it's combat racing. How do they film the combat racing? Yeah, I would assume you shoot at the barrels, and then, you know, they explode, all their shrapnel goes everywhere, and the shrapnel can actually, like, damage your car. But, like, I actually tried, like, here, watch. I actually tried just seeing how much damage it does. It doesn't do that much. And it's especially won't do a lot when you're driving past it. You get green eco as soon as you pass it, and then can easily just... Oh, hold on.
Ride like the wind.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm sure you could pull off some trick plays with the grenades if you're far enough ahead. I've never actually gotten down to 0 life, so I don't know what happens. We could probably find out. We got plenty of time left on the timer. That didn't hurt it at all. Not close enough. Yeah, if some of the sections were scaled down a little bit, you know, to more match, like, the game, like the game scaling. Oh, well, yeah. The shock ones can also EMP the vehicle and, like, stop it in its tracks if you hit it at just the right moment. There's also that. So that could be a Trying to get it down to 0 health to see if it either puts me back in the vehicle selection menu, or if it just will kill me and then respawn me. Now, if the Yellow Eco respawn mechanic that they introduced just heals you 100% when you get respawned, then there's no point to having these weapons in the game at all. Like, as... No, it just spawns me in the new car. Alright, so that solves that. I feel like people picking up the Yellow Eco will get annoying because of how many checkpoints there are, and every time you pick up Yellow Eco, all of their racers... It's just a supernova. That's literally all it is. According to the description of the game mode, Yellow Eco pickups revert all other players back to the previous checkpoint. So I feel like it would be a minor inconvenience at best to all the other racers, and it'd get very annoying very quickly. We've got 6 minutes to get through the last lap. Let's see if we can do it. I don't think I've ever actually completed all 5 laps. You can drift, but because the racetrack is so big, there's no point to drifting, because it doesn't change how fast you turn. You could turn easily, like, on this track without having to drift at all. But there is a drift mechanic. If you hold down the brake button, the speed of your vehicle does not change. It's more like a power slide than a brake. You can use it to turn around faster and tightly in very tight areas. So, like, as I was saying, if they made the map just a little bit smaller, because it seems like they designed it for more, like, at least, like, 10 to 15 people to actually race on it, which is cool, but considering the fact that this is not a very popular map, I don't think anybody really knows about it, because I just happened upon it by typing in racing.
Five minutes remaining.
Let's see if we can make it in 5. I am the winner.
Victory.
I guess they scripted the shows your character when you win out. And I received no XP for that because there was no one else in the game. But yeah, that's about the extent of that. Version 928. That's curious. I guess they saved it 928 times. I mean, it's cool, but there's a lot of problems with it, both from a acting the way that it usually would with the racing, and you know, the limitations of the scripting. Well, maybe not so much a limitation as they didn't put enough time into the scripting to make it function like Jack-X. And the map is just way too big. If they scaled it down, I'd say it's a 75% scale. Maybe make the shortcut area a little bit bigger, you know, to compensate, because that'd be really small. It'd probably go right into the water. And then, you know, set up checkpoints on that side, so if you actually go into it, it doesn't not count as a checkpoint. Because that sucks when that happens. Because, like, what's the point of there being a shortcut there if the checkpoint scripting doesn't reach over there? But other than that, yeah, that's about it.